When you start abusing drugs of recreation, alcohol, marijuana, miraa, and all those drugs Dr. BMS likes mentioning all the time. Abusing means you are using more and more, and you are losing control of yourself. Your normal life routine is getting interrupted. You seem to be giving priority to just taking these drugs all the time over other activities like work, family obligations. And so that route of abuse leading into addiction, where now things have gone from worse to worst or bad to worse. When you go into abusing drugs of recreation, which are also drugs of addiction, many bad things happen to you. One of them, which I would like to talk about today, is that your social circle, your friends, family, your associates, people around you keeps shrinking gradually but progressively until at the end of it, if you don't stop, nothing is done to rescue you, you will die alone, lonely, miserable. So you move from this person who had myriads of people, friends, drinking and partying with people. Many people was a star, a celeb. I said, shall I fake celeb, but a celeb to a person who now in the final stages, you are all alone. You probably just have got one or two family members who are around you because they just held on to that faith, that attachment to the last end. How does this progress? Before we delve into that, have you subscribed to Dr. BMS channel? If you haven't, click that subscribe button, become a member, and let's keep this conversation going. Send me your comments, your feedback. If you are visiting us for the first time, Dr. BMS channel, we talk about all matters that affect the health of our body, our mind, and our soul. It could be drugs of addiction, it could be lifestyle, it could be diseases, it could be governance issues, it could be human behavior. All of those we take on board. So, people who are abusing drugs of recreation, drugs of addiction, and progressing slowly into addiction will have their social circles shrink progressively until they are left alone. Picture this situation. When you start taking alcohol, for example, which is the commonest drug of recreation in our country, so we can use it as our guide. You start taking alcohol, for example, you are in college, you have a whole bunch of friends, and especially if you have money to splash around. Most of the time it's not your money, it's your parents' money, but that's all right. You have money to splash around. You have a whole lot of friends, your classmates, friends of your classmates, and friends of classmates. And the party just keeps going on and on and on. And you are strong. You can party the whole night, drink every day, and recover well enough the following day to take more and more. And so life seems like just one long, non-ending party. But as this progresses, And now you are abusing because you're taking too much, never stopping, and seeming to lose control. Some of your friends who are not inclined into abuse start noticing, like, this man, this woman is just too much. I can't keep up with this pace. I can't be going out every day to the clubs. No, even if he is buying, she's buying for me, and I can't. I have other things to do. So they start falling back. Okay? And there are those who remain, so you move with them and you continue partying. Then a second thing happens from within your family and close friends. Family and close friends start realizing that our son, our daughter is just too much. He or she is drinking too much. They are no longer attending classes. They don't report to work. And at home, they are rarely seen. Their responsibilities have been neglected. So the family, friends start raising alarm. Close friends, I mean, this time, not just drinking parties. They start raising alarm. And if you don't change, some of them, most of them start shunning you, start withdrawing their support. If it was your parents' money you are using to splash out on your parties, they start cutting back on this money. And that's a second phase of social shrinking or withdrawal of the social circles. As this happens, it means that you going out and having that good time at the level you used to reduces, the capacity reduces. And some of your friends who are parasiting on you will obviously go away, and the circle further shrinks. You continue drinking and partying unabated, and now you're in real problems at home, at school, at work. If it's school, you've probably been expelled or discontinued, so you're not able to access those friends of yours in college anymore because you are not part of them. And at work, you may have been sacked, and so you're not able again to see those friends at work again because you're not part of them, and they see you a bad influence. So again, that circle of friends shrinks. So you continue sinking further into abuse and addiction, and now you find your college friends, your high school friends, your working colleagues, big number of your family members have left you, have deserted you. And now you are left with a few friends you've made in your drinking circles for company. The peculiar thing about these friends you make in drinking circles is that the friendship is a fake friendship. It's not based on anything apart from just taking alcohol. And it can only be sustained if you continue going to the clubs and taking alcohol. Remember, we are using alcohol as an example so you can extrapolate to other drugs. So it can only be sustained if you continue going to those clubs and taking alcohol. If you miss going for a few days a week, some of them even start forgetting you. They are not going to call you and ask, where are you? And so you've lost your job, your family is no longer supporting you, meaning your finances are going down, which then means you can't go to those clubs as much as you used to. Yet again, if you miss going there, the few friends you have left are starting to forget you. You can see how the shrinkage keeps worsening by the progression of the addiction. And so, in the long run, you find that this person who started out as a star, admired by many of his friends and colleagues and the heart of the party, is now finding less and less doors open him, less and less people welcoming, wanting to associate with them. And in the end stages, people in addiction to drugs become lonely. They are not only addicted and suffering from the effects of the drug on their body, their mind, and their soul, they are also lonely. They are also miserable. They do not have many people they can share their pain or their life with. And usually it is the very, very loyal friends and family members who will come in the last minute and say, we have to save this person. Maybe take him or her to rehabilitation. But in some cases, some of the people in addiction do not even have those loyal friends or family left anymore. Your wife is gone, your husband is gone, your children don't want to see you, your brothers, your sisters. You lost your job millions of years ago, you left school, the landlord has kicked you out, and so there's just no one. If you are missing for a day or two, sometimes people don't even remember that you are not there, because your absence in a way is some kind of peace for them. When you are there, they are disturbed by what you do, how you look. And so you find yourself being alone in this world, no friends, no allies, as your addiction progresses to the end stages. It's good to think about these things as I have described them, and especially when you are young and feeling very energetic, vibrant, and partying all the time, so that you realize that it's important to control, to responsibly use drugs of recreation if you must, because if you lose control and start abusing, you sink into addiction, then those things that are making you happy right now as you partake in that recreation, the friendships, the partying, the public adulation, attention, social media in the clubs will no longer be there after a short while. Yet you will still be needing or yearning for them, but they will be gone as the addiction sets in and you slide down. You will end up alone and miserable. Think about that. As you think about that, give me your feedback. Does this resonate with you? Do you know anyone, a friend, family member, an acquaintance who you see is going that route? You don't want to associate with them anymore because they are doing too much of the recreation. Share this video with them, with someone who can reach out to them, and let's help save just one soul, one person from going down that slippery road. Thank you.